Yes, mate. Oh, that deserves a picture.
He's known as the Supervet.
You all right, mister?
That's good. It's going to make you stand again.
Very gently hold that.
His extraordinary vet practice and cutting-edge procedures
Hi, mate. 25 years ago, I would have said it was impossible.
have saved the lives of thousands of the nation's pets.
Oh, that's so good.
Well done. Good girl. Good girl.
Professor Noel Fitzpatrick and his team are constantly developing new treatments where other options have run out.
All right, all hands on deck. Let's get into theatre now. Nothing about this fracture is textbook. This is totally unpredictable.
And when hope fades,
I'm not telling you that he has to be put to sleep, but I am telling you that we do have some big decisions to... I'm sorry.
Noel continues
All right, let's go.
to search for medical solutions,
I'm not God. I am just a bloke trying to do his best.
Come on in, baby.
offering a chance
I've got my dog back with bells and whistles on.
against all the odds.
It's okay, Baba. It's okay.
I just think it's amazing. Amazing.
Yes.
Nestled amongst cornfields and leafy lanes in Surrey is Fitzpatrick Referrals. Animals arriving here for surgery are allocated a cosy kennel, given a warm welcome by the team,
There we go.
and taken to the prep area and made ready for their treatment.
And a nosy.
Waiting to be booked in for his treatment this morning is Brody.
Brody. Fist pump?
No, he said no.
Fist pump? You. Yeah. Good. Lad.
Bernese mountain dog Brody lives in Devon with ex-rugby pro Nathan, his wife Anna, their new baby Rosalie, and Labrador Rufus.
It was instantly with you, the connection that you had.
Yeah. Took him to training with me, and the coach got a little bit annoyed with me bringing a puppy in.
The club mascot wasn't here for a while.
He loves his cuddles. He's a big softie. I always look forward to, after a hard day's work, come home, grab the old bear and having a bit of bromance with it.
I've had to sit on the floor to allow them to have their little moments.
He loves Rosalie to bits. He comes and gives her a little sniff and makes sure she's all right. Taking the big brother role on, hasn't he?
Yeah.
5 months ago, the soft-hearted 6-year-old was diagnosed with a painful bulging disc in his lower back.
When we first found out it was to do with his spine, it was just horrendous. And you automatically think
The worst.
Any sudden movement, we were just too scared that that could be the end.
I was worried that I was going to lose my best friend. His tail's down when he's walking, his head's down. He's like walking on eggshells, so you can tell he's in so much pain. Having Brody back to his normal self, getting him jumping up on the sofa with me, if that could be the outcome, then I'd be over the moon.
Gentle giant Brody has already had initial treatment at Fitzpatrick's, but so far nothing has worked.
It's nearly time. It's nearly time.
Today, Nathan and Anna's mum, Janet, are meeting Noel to discuss the possibility of surgery.
Hiya. Hello. Hiya. How are you doing? I'm Noel.
Hi,
Nice to
Nathan.
see you. Hello.
Hi.
That's a great beard you've got there.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello. Come on in. I've kind of been briefed about everything. So from what I can see from the history, and correct me if I'm wrong, this has been going on a little while.
Yes.
And you've tried epidural steroids, which at most worked a couple of months.
Yes.
Yeah.
Roughly when in the past did this first become noticeable for you?
About the end of last summer, it was just out of the blue, this horrendous shriek that he made.
Oh, I see.
And I had to hold him for about 10 minutes until he calmed down.
Well, I share his pain. That's almost certainly sciatica, which can give you a shooting pain. I have what he has, which is a dried out disc in my lower back, and that's squishing on nerves.
Yeah.
And in him, you can see that disc bulging right there.
Yes.
And I suspect there's a dynamic component to this. If he goes to jump, or if he goes to go upstairs, this will be worse.
In the evenings, he normally comes up on the sofa with me for cuddles or watching TV, and
Yeah.
he hasn't done that at all.
So he's even reluctant to get up on the sofa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, poor fella. So I just want to do a little physical exam. Hello, mate. How you doing? Good boy. Sorry you've been through so much. I share your pain, mate. Okay, so head that way, bum this way. Let me have a look.
All right, Brody.
Good boy. Let me just have a little feel here. Doesn't
All
like
right,
that.
all right.
Yeah, he doesn't like that, does he? The thing I wanted to establish in my own mind is whether we absolutely needed surgery, because from a moral and ethical perspective, we never do surgery unless we absolutely need it. So the straw that broke the Bernese Mountain Dog's back, as it were, is the absence of response to steroid treatment.
Yeah.
There are risks associated with any surgery, but when we're between a rock and a hard place, i.e. a dog that's in pain every day, that's when we pick up a scalpel blade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Brody will have surgery this afternoon in the hope that it will finally get him out of pain.
Hello. Hello, you're beautiful.
Did you see that dog on Facebook the other day that had both his back legs missing and he was
Yes, I
running
did.
around on two
yeah.
front legs?
Yeah, I did see that.
You wouldn't think that, would you?
No, but where's the balance coming in?
We walk around on two legs, don't we?
Yeah.
I suppose you just get used to it.
Keep going. Keep going. Come on, sweetheart.
It's early evening at Fitzpatrick's, and 6-month-old Rough Collie Merida is being assessed by Noel.
Well done. Oh, you're a beauty. You're a beauty. Yes, yeah.
The bones in her front legs are deformed, and her elbows don't fit together properly. So Merida, who is named after the Disney princess, is having trouble walking.
Unfortunately, we were told that we were going to struggle to conceive children naturally, and that we might not be able to at all. When Merida came into our lives, it just picked us both up, didn't it? Give us some responsibility. Yeah. She was like our child. You think about the dog more than anything else.
Yeah, the first Valentine's Day we had, I actually bought the dog a Valentine's gift before I bought Gemma one.
Sadly, it soon became clear that Merida wasn't behaving the way a young dog should.
She's quite subdued for a puppy. She likes to play lying down. She doesn't really get up on her feet that much. She'd started stumbling a lot more, and I was like, something's not right. It was absolutely devastating to be told that she's got joint problems already at 12 weeks old. It was a real shock.
Having an orthopedic deformity is something Gemma is all too familiar with.
When I was growing up, I found out the bones weren't growing properly in my feet. They decided to extend the length of the bones with external fixators that had to turn every day. I don't think I've experienced any pain like bone pain. I don't want her to have to go through anything near to what I had to.
All we can think about is her and her future, what she's got to have to endure. I just want her to be a happy dog.
I want to see her now.
Yesterday, Gemma and Lewis brought Merida down from Liverpool to see Noel and decided to go ahead with surgery to try and help her. But CT scans have revealed the situation is more complex than they first thought.
On the way home, we got a phone call to say Noel had done the CT scans and he wanted to discuss options because it's not as straightforward as what he thought it's going to be. So I have no idea what he's going to say. Just fingers crossed something can be done.
Hi, guys. Come on in, please.
Hello again.
How are you doing? Nice to see you. So sorry to drag you all the way back down. Okay, so I need to talk you through this in big detail. That is a 3D CT. Okay, now that's very different than what you will have seen before. Okay, so I'm so sorry that you trekked all the way back and back again, but having seen what I saw then yesterday afternoon, I just thought, okay, well, we need a little more chat.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a physical model of that. And what this allows us to do is to assess exactly what's happening here and here, and this is what's called short ulnar syndrome, which is where this bone does not grow as quick as this bone, means that this bone acts as a bowstring and that acts as a bow and it pops out of the joint. Not only does it pop out of the joint, it also bends and twists and pushes the paw out. Now this makes the repair very, very complex indeed. You can't ever get that bone straight. So you go for what's the next best thing, getting the joints straight.
Yeah.
You got to get the wrist and the humerus somehow back into general alignment. You have to remove the bowstring effect of the ulna, and at the same time, you have to pull that radial head back in. And at the same time, you have to rotate it because it's facing out like a flipper at the moment. So this is a massive job.
Is it the same on both legs? Is it
Yes.
pretty much the exact same as that?
Yes, on both, yes. Now we've clipped both of our front legs so you can see just how deformed they are because you need to know in your head what to expect here. Come on, sweetheart. There we go. Come on. Hello. Come in. Okay, the other thing that was quite apparent after you left yesterday is how much pain there was on extension of the elbow, unfortunately. The reason to clip up is to double check that you still want to go through with it because this is as complex as growth deformities gets. And you know because you've had a deformity correction yourself, so you have a little bit of knowledge there and that's a good thing.
And then just seeing her legs like that now makes you realise how much she's putting up with.
Yeah, and she doesn't tell you how sore she is because she has no choice, you see.
See, we thought she was getting by, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the point of talking this through, because she's not getting by. But if you want me to, I will try my best to try and get her out of pain and to give her a functional quality of life.
Yeah.
That's what we want, don't we?
Yeah. Is there anything you want to ask me before I proceed? I just needed to look in the whites of your eyes and say to you that we are now on a 4-month journey together.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are many people both within and outside of my profession that would say that Merida shouldn't go through such a prolonged procedure and that euthanasia would be a justifiable option. But the reality is that we live in a world where surgery and possibility is moving forward all of the time. So our responsibility is to develop an ethical framework for that. And I think that the families who love animals deserve that choice.
We're doing the right thing.
Up. Right, let it down a little. Stay there.
6-month-old puppy Merida is about to undergo major surgery to correct the deformity in her front legs.
Okay, so this position is somewhat unusual, but I started to use this position about 20 years ago to do bilateral simultaneous front leg surgery because it gives me access to both front legs at the same time.
This will be an extremely complex and lengthy operation.
Okay, here we go.
Merida's ulna has grown too slowly, causing the radius to twist and pop out of the joint. Noel will remove a section of the ulna to release the radius. Next, he will fix traction olive wires to the top section of the radius, before making an oblique cut through the bone. Rigid arches are then used to twist the wrist back into alignment with the elbow, and are locked solid with clamps. Finally, a traction unit is attached so that Noel can slowly pull the radial head into place over the course of 2 weeks.
So to a very large extent, this is a 3-dimensional biological jigsaw puzzle. We've got to visualize in our head where we want the pieces to end up.
Noel begins by cutting the ulna bone.
You can immediately see the ulna spring apart there because it's under a lot of tension. I'm going to take this segment out. Okay, relax. So it's possible if that ulna does not heal in that I may need to put a plate on it at a later date. All I can do is best estimate at this time. Give me 2 metric ethanol. Thanks. Okay, so the next thing I do is the most critical step of the entire operation, and it's putting the wire into the head of the radius here, and it has to go in at exactly the right angle. Up with the elbow, twist it sideways. That's it, stay. Okay, so we've got 2 of these olive wires going through the radius. When I attach some motors to these 2 wires here, it's going to pull that radial head down that way and hopefully back into the joint. And in order to achieve that, I have to cut the radius at a very specific angle, which I'm going to do now.
Next, Noel attaches a series of rigid arches to the ulna and the radius that will allow him to realign the elbow and wrist.
Very challenging. So now by rotating around this oblique cut inside in the radius, we've got the wrist parallel as best we can with the elbow. It'll never be perfect, but that's the best we can get it. Hold the foot.
Finally, the traction unit is attached. It takes Noel 5 hours to complete the surgery on both Merida's legs.
Relax, everybody. Okay, so the right front leg was very, very challenging. In fact, it's the most challenging one of this kind that I've ever had. The apparatus is much more simple on this side, as if you could describe any part of this op as simple.
Over the next 2 weeks, Noel will use the traction motors to slowly reposition the puppy's radial heads until they fit beneath the humerus bones again.
Good girl. Well done. There you go. I've done my best.
But if her ulnar bones don't heal properly in the new alignment, Merida may face yet further surgery to put plates on the bone.
All right, all right, all right. Don't start hissing at me already.
Cats can be very grumpy. And if they don't want to do something, they're not doing it. Can I have your tongue, please? Oh, okay, no. And there's not really a lot you could do about that.
You've got no way of telling what's going on in a cat's head. Personally, I think they're usually plotting your demise. They swear.
It's done. It's done.
And if you understand cat, their vocabulary is pretty foul at times.
That was very rude. Seriously.
If they really want to go for you, they will, and they'll be full-on biting.
You got your cat friend to do?
That's nothing. You should see all the scars I have from previous cats.
I don't want to be prodded or poked or a thermometer popped up my bum either.
Waiting in reception is Elmo, one of Hannah and Jess's 3 cats.
Elmo's he's quite grumpy, but cute. He's not the type of cat to sit on your lap or anything. He's normally quite vocal. He meows at us when it's raining. He meows at us when he wants the door open, when he wants his food, every time we take the milk out of the fridge. He's the boss.
Today, Elmo has more reason than usual to feel grouchy. The 6-year-old cat was hit by a car and has badly fractured his back leg.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing? Come on in. Hello, ladies. How are you?
This is Elmo.
Elmo. Hello, mate.
Very handsome.
Yeah, well, you don't need to tell me all the time. Thank you very much. I just trained the receptionist to say that. Hello, Elmo. How you doing, mate? How you doing, buddy?
This is the man.
So what happened to poor Elmo then?
The vets think that he was hit by a car.
There was multiple fractures in the leg, one of them being quite a snap. They were trying to ask their local surgeon whether he thought he would be capable to do the operation.
I see what you mean. Right.
And he came back and said, no, it's not something, it's a bit out of his comfort zone. So
You're quite right. The X-ray picture from your vet shows quite severe fracture of the left tibia.
Right.
Bone is exploded in many different fragments.
Oh, wow.
So that makes it difficult to repair. I'm going to need some more detailed X-ray pictures in order to determine what exactly we're dealing with. But it would be unlikely that we would be recommending limb amputation with that kind of fracture, because most of the time, even though it looks bad, it is reconstructible. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. So that's fine. I'm going to take him through and assess everything and make sure he doesn't have anything else wrong, and then I'll come back, we'll debrief and let you go.
Thank you.
Okay, no worries.
Oh, darling, that was really good news.
Stand him up. That's it. Just hold. Okay. So it's just the left tibia.
It smells like an intact nail.
Hold it. Yeah, he is an intact male. Let's get him back in. So it looks like it is the tibia only. and it looks like everything else is okay. He's intact. You've purposely not had him castrated.
It's always been in my mind to get him castrated, but unfortunately I become homeless and it was a money situation.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Now I'm with Hannah.
Right.
We've been thinking about it.
How do you feel about us doing that under the same anaesthetic?
Yeah, if it makes it easier for you guys to do the operation.
And his recovery, he'll be a lot calmer as well, won't he?
Well, he's not going to lose his testosterone straight away.
No, because it's been in there for 5 years, so...
But I think it'd be better for him longer term, and for you.
Yeah.
See you later.
Elmo will have surgery tomorrow to attempt to save his severely fractured leg. At the same time, the young cat will be castrated.
He's my best friend. He's been with me through some of the toughest times. Without him, I don't know what I'd do, to be honest.
Oh, he's fixable though.
Yeah.
He's fixable.
Yeah.
He'll be all right.
He means the world to me.
He's our baby.
He's my baby.
We're not having kids.
No.
After this, we're not having kids.
No. Just cats.
Just cats, that's fine.
Yeah.
Lovely boy, lovely boy, lovely boy, lovely boy, lovely boy.
Rugby-loving Brody is being prepped for neurosurgery. Noel is hoping that by removing the disc bulge and stabilising the spine, it will finally get him out of pain.
It's a big disc bulge here. It's quite tricky to get it out.
Noel removes the centre of the bulging disc, ready to insert a specially developed titanium spacer screw.
This is like a Christmas tree. We're going to put it in upside down, and as we drive it in, it'll push the two vertebrae apart. We're going to put screws into the vertebral bodies now.
The next stage is to stabilise where the lumbar spine meets the sacrum. Standard practice is to use pins and cement.
Keep it flat. That means that needs to go up a little. That's it.
But for big dogs like the 50-kilogram Brody, Noel has invented a robust rod and screw system.
The angle at which we put these screws in is absolutely critical because it's a narrow window into the body of the L7 vertebra. We won't know until we take the post-operative CT scans if we're in the right spot. Thanks.
The CT scans show the implants are in the correct position. So it's now an anxious wait to see if the nerves recover so Brody can live a pain-free life.
What are you hoping for, a boy or a girl?
No, I don't know. I've got a feeling it's going to be a boy. I just know if it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and I keep feeding it, it's going to come out like a Michelin Man.
£12 a baby.
Let me Google it. Biggest baby.
Oh my
God.
You right, Merida? Hello.
Collie puppy Merida has been recovering in kennels since her challenging double leg surgery. Today, Noel wants to start adjusting the traction frame to get the head of her radius back into position in her elbow joint.
So the first thing we got to do is we got to pull the radial head down. There's little numbers on the dice here, and every time I turn from 1 to 4, we push this part of the frame away from that part of the frame by 1 millimeter this way. Hopefully it's going to pull the radial head inwards and downwards. I've just pulled that in 2 millimeters, which is quite a lot, but we're going to move at a pretty fast rate here.
After 2 weeks of daily adjustments, Noel has decided Merida is in need of a different kind of therapy. A visit from her family.
All the updates have said, oh, she's getting on great, everyone loves her, they're in love with her, she's such a good puppy, she's tolerating it really, really well. Yeah. And we're like, we're not coping, we miss her.
Okay, Merida, guess what? You can take the collar off. You can take the collar off. There we go. Hi, who's here? Who's here? There we go. Right, guys, I'm going to leave you.
Okay.
You got a rug.
Oh, thank you.
Hello, baby. Hello, my darling.
The depth of love that people have for an animal in their lives is very difficult to understand unless you've felt it, because often it's unconditional. These animals are integral members of the family. It's not until they're separated from their family that it really hits home.
Oh, she's gone fairy, hasn't she?
Hi guys, how are you getting on? You're still bright. Oh yeah, you love a bit of cuddles from Uncle Noel, don't you? Yeah, I love a tummy tickle. She says, I know, because I sleep a lot here. I go down and say good night, and she goes, oh, tummy tickle, tummy tickle, tummy tickle. And then she's desperate to want me to take the collar off, and then I won't, and I'm a very naughty Uncle Noel, aren't I? Aren't I, Bubba? Yeah, naughty Uncle Noel, yeah.
Merida will need to recover and have further frame adjustments before she's allowed to go home. So for now, Gemma and Lewis must leave her with Uncle Noel.
Hold it, please.
Yes, boss.
Thank you very much.
Elmo the cat is being prepped for surgery after his back leg was crushed by a car.
The foot, as you can see, is moving independently of the leg above it. So it's a very serious fracture.
An injury of this kind can sometimes result in amputation, but Noel has a plan to save the leg.
We know that we're not going to be able to reconstruct the fracture fragments because they are all in smithereens. So the best thing we can do is recruit the soft tissue envelope, which is the tissue around the tibia here, to pull the fragments into position and congeal together with callus.
Noel positions 2 plates at right angles to each other and anchors them with screws near the ankle.
Hold the foot.
He then drives a pin into either end of the bone.
Now I'm going to put this device on, which is called a fracture distractor. Hold on. That as I move this turnbuckle here, it pulls the 2 pins apart, and as you can see, it stretches the tibia out into alignment. The fracture fragments flop back down into place there, and I don't touch them at all. I just stretch it out to length.
With the fragments back in position, the plates are secured with screws. Then just one job remains.
So we've got castration, which I'm going to delegate to my wonderful colleague Marek.
It will take a few weeks for Elmo to recover from his surgery, but hopefully, being out of pain and with less testosterone, it will make all the difference. It's been 7 weeks since Merida had corrective surgery on her deformed front legs. Noel has gradually reduced the size of her frames, but now he has decided he needs to operate again.
Okay, so the leg's in pretty good alignment, but we can see here where Merida's ulna is still moving, so we're going to have to stabilize the ulna on both sides.
Merida's ulnar bones were cut to straighten her legs, but they had to be moved so much they need help to heal. So today, the puppy will have metal plates inserted.
You just got to be very, very conscious that we could fracture the radius here, because then we'd lose all the alignment we've already got. I need IM pins, please. Give me a 1.8. Use the bendy wire to line it up. And now we're just going to put a plate across it. Because there's an S-shaped bend in the middle of the ulna, I'm going to have to bend the plate in multiple directions.
Noel inserts the plates to make sure the ulna is secure.
We're going to put bone graft in here into the middle now to try and get all that fused together. Thankfully, this is the worst one. I'm hoping the other side won't be as bad.
After 2.5 hours in surgery, Noel still has Merida's family to call.
Oh, hi, Gemma.
I know.
I've done it, but it was tough. So, I have to say, she's definitely challenging me.
Yeah.
You're getting upset. Try and...
It's just a long journey.
It's a long journey, yeah. You got to try and stay brave. Hopefully we're seeing light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Thanks for everything.
No problem. I'll ring you again tomorrow. Night-night.
Can I have someone help me with an X-ray?
Let's check these guys.
Big softy Brody has been at Fitzpatrick's for 3 days now, recovering from life-changing neurosurgery.
Hello. Hello. We're here to pick up Brody, who's just been through a huge operation on his spine, and hopefully that's helped improve Brody's life, because we know he's been in a lot of pain up till now.
Hi, guys.
Hiya.
Oh, you got the baby?
Yeah.
Wonderful. How are you doing? How is the baby?
She's fine.
Good. What's her name?
Rosalie.
Hello, Rosalie.
There we go.
How are you doing? Oh, all hidden in there.
Yeah.
Hi, sweetheart. How are you? Come on in. Wheel right over here. Here we go. There we go. Okay, good. He wants to run, so he feels completely strong. So you must hold him back.
Yeah.
I'll get Mark to bring him up now. Can you bring him up? Thanks. Use this thing. And I would advise no running, no jumping, no slipping, no sliding.
Okay.
Oh, you're awake. That's the best hair ever. We could just make a Mohican out of it. That's brilliant. Your pal's coming back in a minute. Yeah. But you can't go crazy with him just at the moment. She's going, what is that strange person there? That's what she's doing. Yeah. Come on, Brody. Ah, there you go. Hi, family. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. There we go. It's all right, missus. It's okay. It's all right. It's just Brody's back. Brody's back. It's fine. Let's go out to reception.
All right,
There we go.
A very happy and excited Brody can now go home with his family.
Now in you go. Good boy. You're all set. Safe journey
you.
home. Good to see you.
Thanks so much.
See you, Mum.
Oh, thank you
No
so
worries.
much.
See you, baby.
Thank you.
Look after yourself. Take care of that hair.
All right.
Rosalie doesn't seem quite as impressed.
Yeah. Let's get her in the car.
In the cattery, Noel is making a late-night visit to check up on his grouchy patient, Elmo, who had surgery yesterday.
So Elmo's been a very, very naughty boy. As you can see, it says, don't go in, and for good reason. He's been very difficult. He chewed his bandage, but fortunately it had done the job of keeping the swelling down. Hey, mister, you gonna say hello? How are you feeling tonight? You all right, boob? You okay? Good boy. Yeah, I hear you. I've tried to befriend him, but he's not having any of it. Yes, I love you too. Doesn't even look at me. Good boy. I think his testicles being on for most. Yes, mister. Yes, I know. It's all right, mister. His testicles being on for all that time has made him quite dominant. And he's had a lot of pain because his leg's been literally hanging off. I'm hoping that when he heals, we might be friends. One can always hope.
Take a seat.
The following day, Hannah and Jess have arrived to take their bad-tempered boy home.
Hello, Elmo Cameron's here.
Elmo Cameron? He's got your surname. I'm his mum. No. He's got your surname. It's all right, you can have your surname. Well, if he's got my surname... No, thanks. I'm all right. Is that a proposal? Thanks. That was a bit rubbish. Love you too.
Hi, girls. Hello. How you doing? So we started with that, and we ended up with that.
Wow.
Really good result for us right there. Now, he doesn't appreciate that.
Oh. Has he been very grumpy?
He has been extraordinarily grumpy. He doesn't appreciate that we've mended his leg, nor that we've taken his testicles off. But he'll get used to it. I have a dream that he and I could become friends one day. But we'll see how, once the testosterone settles down in 6 weeks' time, I'm going to make another attempt to befriend him. We shall see.
Just can't wait to get him home now and just look after him and take care of him and get him as well as he possibly can. I think he's been very, very grumpy and a bit mean to the staff here, so thank you to them for putting up with him, to be honest. He's probably been a bit of a nightmare patient.
After 2 weeks of traction on her front legs and 2 major operations, Collie Puppy Merida is going home.
So it's been a long journey and an emotional journey, but we can see the light. Finally, we're excited today because that we get to bring her home.
I would be happy with that. We achieved a really good result considering where we started with.
That's amazing.
And she's actually very happy with her elbows.
Yeah.
Now, she's got very floppy wrists on both sides, but I'm hoping with some judicious hydrotherapy at your local hydrotherapy centre that we can start building up.
Yeah.
All right, Merida, you ready, sweetheart? Come on, Bubba. Who's here? Who's here? Oh, there we go. Hello.
Hi,
Hello,
sweetie.
everybody.
Hey.
Good girl. Well done. Well done, Bubba. Well done. Well done. Well done. Yeah.
Oh, look at your little legs.
She was better than what I thought she was going to be. Much better.
Come on. Good girl. Oh, you're off now. I've got to slow you down, you're pulling me.
All the serious stuff is over, like the surgeries and the phone calls. So, yeah, it's just a case of us doing the hard work now and keeping it up with everything.
I'm sure she recovers well when she's in our care.
I know.
Are you going to go home? Yeah?
9 months after taking their precious puppy home, Merida's family have returned to Fitzpatrick's with a serious concern.
So she was doing really well, and then just before Christmas, we noticed she has a little wound on her right leg, and we thought she'd just been bitten by something, and it'd clear up. We took her to the vet, she put her on some antibiotics. It wasn't getting any better, was it? And then another wound appeared on her left leg. She's now been on 7 rounds of antibiotics, and the wounds aren't healing.
Hey, how are you? Nice to see you. Shoes him, mate. How are you?
Nice to see you again.
Right, discharge on one side or both sides?
Both now.
How many months after the second surgery did the infection happen?
6 months.
Right, so quite a long time.
Yeah, it was.
You can have, as a human or an animal, a metal implant in your body, i.e. a hip replacement or a knee replacement or whatever, and it can get infected months to years after you've had the surgery. What happens is the army of the bug comes in, seeds on the metal, and produces its own protective mechanism, a roof that bounces the antibiotic off.
Yeah, so it's just resistant.
So the antibiotic can't get at it.
Okay.
The hope would be if we can get rid of the metal, the immune system will still deal with the bug.
Yeah.
Reduce the bad guys and hopefully the good guys win. So it does indeed appear that we're going to need to take out the implants on both sides. This is not going to be easy. You can't take plates out without disturbing tendons.
Okay.
Not possible. That's another setback. Okay. But you're never going to get rid of the infection with the metal in there.
No.
But please understand, I could take the plates out.
And she still could have the infection, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
It's daunting being here again, another surgery, another wait.
We've seen her go through all of this before and it's horrible. And we've come back and she's got to go through the whole thing again. It's not nice, is it?
We were just being like a normal family, weren't we?
Yeah.
And this has happened, so it's just another setback for her.
Right.
The thing is that there is no surgery without the potential for complications. You do your best to avoid complications, but sometimes they hit you anyway because sometimes biology doesn't smile. And in this case, infection happened many months after the surgery. We don't know where it came from, but we do know where it's going to. And where it's going to is wrecking everything that we've done.
As Merida's ulnar bones are now solid, Noel will remove all 4 of the plates he used to secure them. Once they're gone, the young pup's fate will be in the hands of biology, as her family wait to see if her immune system can fight the infection.
Let's go.
3 months after advanced neurosurgery, Brody is finally off the sidelines and tackling life head-on.
Brody is just back to his normal self again. He's just bounding around, isn't he? Absolutely loving life.
I got my cuddles back with Brody on the couch, so
Yeah, so
I'm happy. We got our big puppy back, haven't we?
it is just amazing.
Now he's better, Brody is taking his role as big brother very seriously.
When I'm changing Rosalie, Brody comes up and just gives me a little nudge in the back of the leg, say, "Are you doing that right, Dad?" And yeah, he loves her, doesn't he?
Absolutely. And now Rosalie's starting to be more aware of him now, so he gets the little pats and the little strokes. Brody means the world, doesn't he? He was our first child, I think.
Yeah, he's our boy, he's part of the family. He's definitely man's best friend, isn't it?
Oh yeah, your best friend, definitely.
Nervous, but I'm excited. Me too.
Hannah and Jess have brought Elmo for his 6-week check, and it seems the operation has worked in more ways than one.
We didn't think we'd see a change in him that quickly, but he's really, really calmed down, and little things like he'd never sit on our lap, and now he's sitting on our lap, and he just wants cuddles all the time.
Hello, mate. How's your grump factor today? Hello, mate. How you doing? Yeah, hello. That's better. You're looking a bit happier. A lot less grumpy. A lot less grumpy. Good boy. Right, let's get the rads done. Let's get his stitches out.
Today, Elmo will be x-rayed to see how the fracture is healing, and Noel will check the mobility of his joints.
Okay, so the alignment of the tibia is excellent, and we can see that it's stable now. So he's in good shape. And thankfully, he's got in a lot better mood with me. Doing great.
Hello. He's doing great?
Yeah, doing great.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. Yes. So this is healing beautifully. You can see how all the fracture fragments there are congealing together. He can be outside of the cage now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to be so happy.
So he's just a different cat.
He's lovely, isn't he?
I'm going to say it's because we did a good fracture repair, but it could be because he lost his balls.
Yeah.
He's out.
How good's that? I know.
Elmo's doing great. He's back to his usual self. Didn't imagine that he'd be walking so well, so quickly, so soon after an operation. He just acts like nothing's happened. Sometimes it actually looks like his leg is a little bit more powerful than his old leg. In my eyes, it couldn't have gone any better, no. He's had the best of the best. Elmo still has his grumpy moments, and you know about it because he just won't look at you, won't give you eye contact. But he's a lot more chilled, he's a lot more happier.
Noel is fantastic. I don't know whether we've been lucky, but Elmo's got his life back, and I don't think anyone else could have done that.
Over a year ago, Merida's family began the journey to repair the puppy's deformed front legs.
After the plates were removed, the infection hadn't completely cleared up.
We took her back down to Noel's the day after.
Yeah. And then the last final stage was IV antibiotics, wasn't it?
When we got the phone call to say that it had healed, it was relief. I actually cried because it was been through such a long journey to have that news and say, yeah, you can come and get her. It was amazing. Merida is doing really well. She's not on any pain relief. She has a walk every day. She's still not perfect, but we knew, Noel said she's never going to be perfect. But she's 100% better to us than what she was.
I'm proud of how far she's come.
Yeah, it's a really, really good feeling, and it makes you feel like you've done the right thing. She's our family, isn't she? And I'd do anything for her. I'd do it all again.